was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000.
While the sun's out and the summer's in full swing, Kitchen Magic wants to help you fall back in love with your kitchen. We've been a family-owned business right here in Nazareth since 1979. And for over 45 years, quality and craftsmanship have been our promise. This summer only, 40% off installation with flexible financing options for every budget. Don't wait for someday. Visit kitchenmagic.com and let's build something beautiful together.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Live and local from Philadelphia. The Dawn Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Happy Friday. By the way, please, if you haven't already, Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation, Bend to the Shore bike ride, I put out there because Michael and David, they were supposed to put up their pages. So thank you for those of you who donated. But if you donated on like my page to Families Behind the Badge, Michael and David are still behind. So they have to, by midnight tonight, they have to, I think they still have like $200 each they have to raise. So it's a 50c3 nonprofit. You're supporting all the families, the children, the widows of our first responders for Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation. So I posted their link up on Facebook, and I think I did it in all the right places, Insta, whatever. But I'm like, guys, you got to cough it up. You got to give like, I don't know, you better start giving free labor or going and like doing people's lawns or something if you don't.
You're actually making them raise it all themselves?
Yeah, so they got to do it.
I love that. Any cookie drives on the radar?
Cookie?
Yeah, I could use some cookies.
Cookies. We love cookies.
Like the Girl Scouts, you know.
Girl Scouts? Nah, we don't have any cookies.
No, you don't want to go to like Aldi, buy some cookies.
I know.
And repackage them.
Oh, that's a good idea. We could make them sit outside Odyssey World headquarters in this smoke.
Give them little bike-shaped boxes, you know.
It's weird outside. Isn't it eerie?
It's gross. Yeah.
So what's it like? So for us, when we come in the wee hours of the morning, it's still dark.
Yeah.
So it was really eerie this morning because it was so you could not even see the city skyline. So I'm coming in from obviously the Chestnut Hill section.
Yeah.
76 East when I come in. So for you, you're coming in from the Jersey side, but it's
76 West, yeah.
So what's it like when you're coming in?
It's crazy. You look at the skyline. You can't see past the first set of buildings. One of the observations I noticed coming over the Walt Whitman Bridge on my way back to New Jersey yesterday, because it was hazy as heck when I was leaving work. It was almost like
much worse this morning.
It was almost like a painting. What was his name? The guy that used to do the paintings on PBS with the hair. When you have the fog in a painting and you have the layers of trees, and you see the first layer of the green trees, and then as the trees get further away, it kind of has like layers of opaqueness. That's what you saw coming over the bridge. It looked like a painting. It was somewhat pretty to a degree, but also incredibly ominous because you're ominous. Yeah, you're breathing in all this crap. So.
It's really creepy.
Curious how it's going to affect us in the long run. Is this something that happens every year now? Or is this just our new normal?
Well, I think a piece of this, in all honesty, and I think Nick said it earlier, that in truth, we've talked about this, California and as well Canada, they have this philosophy that you don't do pre-treatments, controlled burns, anything of that nature. And that's why we see the uptick of these fires, these crazy wildfires that, I know that you could have the argument that, well, this happened in nature. Well, okay, but we can do something about it. And so I think, why not?
I remember Trump was ridiculed. Remember he said sweep the forests? And I mean, that was very basic terminology of what he meant, but he meant clean up all the crap that's on the ground that can turn into, tinder. Do an effort of what you're saying, pre-treating these areas. So I mean, can we? I heard you guys on Kale and Company. Nick was making some good points. Can we hold Canada accountable? Is there any repercussions here or recourse here?
If you safely remove all the brush, the dead vegetation, that's what's feeding this out, especially in the summertime, because it's tinder. It truly is tinder. And then what happens is everything is so hot and dry. The problem, the way that it spreads, and I can tell you this just from covering, especially New Jersey forest fires for years, is that what you see is that the fire, once it gets up into the trees, it literally skips over the treetops. And in this regard now, it's in the treetops. So it's dancing off of these huge treetops. And that's why it will go with the wind. It'll go so quickly.
Jeez.
And now it's a real problem. And now it's traveling to areas where obviously it's not just in a national park or that sort of thing or a forest. Now it's coming into homes, threatening people, that sort of thing.
I'll play devil's advocate, though. We're talking about a vast amount of area here. I mean, is that logically possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back in the day, and I actually knew somebody, he actually worked for, I believe it was John Deere, great American company. Think about President Trump talks about this all the time. So this is jobs and it's American-made equipment. They used to have huge accounts across in North America, Canada, United States of America. And so think about that for a moment. These woke policies where, oh no, we're just going to we don't want to disrupt the whatever rare frog in some forest or whatever it is. So we're just going to let things burn. We're not going to do this cutting down of small trees, clearing out the brush. So once those policies, these so-called green policies took place, it also harmed American jobs and American-made, like you think about John Deere. So because they used American-made equipment in these huge forests to try to clear the forest floor and clear out a lot of the dry leaves. You think of pine needles, right? Think about the pine barrens, think about New Jersey, or think about some of these forests, dead wood. And so the controlled burns and the clearing of this, they would reduce the wildfire severity by more than, some of the stats are well over 62%. So it's not foolproof, but they used to be able to really mitigate the situation. Now, because of these policies matter. We saw that in California. And so that's just it. When you think about, oh, well, who cares? These green policies. No, it matters. And we all pay. So right now we're telling each other, wear a mask to go outside. And it's and for anybody, whether you have heart conditions in your family or not, the problem is this is bad for us. It's bad for business. It's bad for our health. And this is where we see this. Land managers would control, in all seriousness, overcrowding of trees, planning for this, forest health, and it's good for the critters too, I would think. Because not for nothing, but I would think in Canada, if you have massive thousands of acres on fire, I would think that's kind of bad for the environment. I would think that that's not a green policy. So overall, yeah, I think that we can do something about it, and we should have the conversation. By the way, you don't hear this in mainstream news. Nobody on CNN or nobody locally is talking about managing this stuff and doing a better job. Okay? And we all pay. So there it is. It's a sin, as I say. And so, then it leads to droughts, and then the smoke itself affects the climate. So there's your climate change, if you will, which could have been prevented. So we can do a lot to take care of Mother Earth. How about that, Dan Borowski?
Love it.
There it is.
Fantastic.
Look, it looks like, speaking of Mother Nature, we just have to get through today because we do have the storms, cold front moving through, and so that the rain is going to clear things out. The problem is the combination. If we had had rain in the forecast this week, then it would have taken care of it. So it's the combo of high temperatures, heat, holding in all this nasty smoke. There you have it. We are sponsored by Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. Thank you for sponsoring this segment, talking about weather, talking about be careful, baby. Better banking starts with Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. Enjoy early pay and free fraud and credit monitoring, which is a good thing. Take control of your finances. Smarter banking designed for real life. Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. Visit fmfcu.org/better banking. Membership eligibility always applies. Federally insured by NCUA. Thank you, Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union, for sponsoring our extended safety forecast on this Friday. Dawn Show continues right after this.
Experience matters, especially when you're making an investment in your next vehicle. At Lexus of Cherry Hill, they've built their reputation the right way. Veteran and family owned and operated, and recognized as an 8-time J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. From the refined Lexus RX to the powerful and capable GX, you'll find performance, luxury, and reliability in every model. Visit Lexus of Cherry Hill in Mount Laurel or lexusofcherryhill.com. Lexus of Cherry Hill, doing business the right way. For J.D. Power of Excellence information, visit jdpower.com/US-DOE.
Pet parents, there are many sources to buy your pet food these days. But at Dogs and Cats Rule, we take special care in selecting our brands based on quality of ingredients, company transparency, and science-based nutrition. Coming into a Dogs and Cats Rule store with a dietary issue, we can help select the proper food. The best part of the visit is the shopping experience. That's Dogs and Cats Rule with 7 locations. For information online, visit dogsandcatsrule.pet. Dogs and Cats Rule. Shop small, shop local, shop family.
The summer heat means it's that time of year to crank up the AC again. To keep your home cooling more efficiently and help save you on high energy bills, better go Guida and finally replace your old drafty, inefficient windows and doors at Guida Door and Window. Right now, Guida is offering their best discounts of the year with their big 40% off summer sales event on all expertly installed windows and doors. You'll receive 40% off each window you buy. That's right, 40% off all high-performance, energy-efficient triple pane windows. And you'll receive 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, get your project started today with no money down and pay it off interest-free for up to 18 full months. All prior sales excluded. Minimum purchase required. Don't let these big discounts pass you by. Go Guida today to take advantage of these limited time savings by calling to schedule a free in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at goguida.com. That's GUIDA.com.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
So, you know who was in Philadelphia yesterday? This is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The headline is that it's a test of his political strength. And right in Governor Josh Shapiro's backyard with this huge fundraiser for our Pennsylvania treasurer, Stacey Garrity. I put this out on social media. I saw that Steve Pacraduni, New Jersey side, I don't know if Steve said he went to this, and I know many of you may have attended it as well. But Governor Ron DeSantis traveling to Philadelphia this week, campaigning with Pennsylvania GOP candidate for governor, Stacey Garrity, and bringing one of the nation's, I would say, one of the highest profile Republican governors. Who else would be? I mean, he's right up there with, I guess, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, right, of Arkansas, but he's huge. His name is huge, and here he is campaigning for her, which is awesome. And even though I know that, locally they'll say, well, Garrity trails Shapiro by, I think she's tightened up the gap. She trailed by 20 points. The latest polls, it looks like she's tightening that up to about 13, although the polls also show more people want to know more about her. And so that brings us to, she doesn't get much coverage, does she? No, you don't see much coverage of the treasurer. So she's all over social media, I think, doing a good job of trying to get her name out there. But as this goes, how much would star power for somebody like Governor DeSantis bring to the battleground states for Stacey Garrity? There are some people who've said she doesn't have a chance. And so she's out there, good for her. Angel, here's the thing with Stacey Garrity. She won by a huge margin, huge, in her election for treasurer. She is somebody who is a military decorated war veteran and known as the angel of the desert back in the day. I just think she has, if she were a Democrat, it would be fun if she just spoofed everybody and trolled them and said, oh, I'm a Democrat. They would be fawning over her. She's a pretty redhead with big blue eyes, military veteran. If she were a Democrat, ... what do you think? Which magazines wouldn't have her on the cover? I guess that's my question. She would be, Dan, can you imagine Dan Borowski?
It'd be amazing, yeah.
She'd be on The View.
Yeah.
She would have been on The View like 20 times by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just even the nickname alone.
Yeah. Angel, you could just see it.
Angel, yeah.
She'd be on with, I don't know, all these shows that you see, the talk shows. She'd be locally, nationally. She'd be all over the place, flooded. Sunday morning shows. And that's the bias by omission. So they can say, well, we cover her. We're nice to her. Yeah, when you occasionally do a little, buried, coverage piece or whatever. But that's...
I mean, we've been in conference rooms before where a reporter throws out, hey, we should cover Garrity. And a lot of times managers or editors will shoot back saying, well, and I am not going to say that I believe this, but they'll say, she has no chance about Shapiro. She doesn't deserve any coverage.
Right. So,
do you think that's what's going on here?
No, I just think that it's, I don't even think it's that. I mean, maybe that's what they say.
Yeah.
But there were many people who would have said, I don't know, Fetterman doesn't have a chance. Right? There were many people. I mean, you could go through there were many people who said Trump didn't have a chance, by the way. So we could go through who didn't have a chance, so-called, and came out of nowhere. But that's really not your job in the media. And so that's just it with the media bias. Yeah. That they create stars. They create these situations where you get to know somebody's personality, for example.
Like we know this happened this week, but did the Inquirer know this happened this week? Take a listen. This is the President of the United States.
Mm-hmm. Got kind of an interesting reaction there with President Trump here, but it takes money too. I saw that Elon Musk had dumped about $5 million into the campaign of Vivek Ramaswamy in Ohio. So you do need money, you need support. But with this one, I think that's fascinating that President Trump now says, Josh Shapiro, he doesn't have what it takes. So Josh Shapiro, though popular here, part of the reason that he is popular is, I will say this, he gets glowing coverage that can't hurt. And I think it helps a whole lot when you get the media essentially gushing over you. Nobody gushes over, to my knowledge, Stacey Garrity, the treasurer. She has an interesting background. I saw this one interview, to her credit, Lauren Make on NBC 10 locally. She does do these profile pieces on people. And I talked about this a little bit. And next time I don't know if I talked to our treasurer, Garrity, about this last time we had her on, but also how you light somebody, where she interviewed them. So usually when NBC 10 on the Sunday show, my husband, Larry Menti, actually used to host this show. When Larry did it, he did it live. They do everything on tape. And so on their Sunday show on NBC 10, it's pre-taped. She did this interview. It was in a horrible setting, not on their set. Everybody else is on their set. It's beautifully lit, blue background. All of that matters. How do you know that? Because television studios and stations spend a fortune on lighting and backgrounds and all of that.
Yeah, so do we.
Not. But I will say this. In that interview, what was the focus? The focus was not on affordability. It was, by the way, Stacey Garrity, she's a math whiz, right? And she is, by all accounts. Nobody refutes that. Did they talk about affordability or money or anything of that nature? No. It was abortion, right? In that, Stacey Garrity mentions, what's that? Oh, we have Steve Packarduni. Okay, Steve, we're going to go. Steve, let me finish my story, and we just bring in Steve. Hey, Steve, let me just finish the story really quick. So in this interview with Lauren Make of NBC 10, Stacey reveals something I've never heard her talk about, that she and her husband actually went through fertility treatments. And can you imagine? So I was like, oh my gosh, next time I talk to her, I have to ask her about that. Very personal revelation. A lot of women would not talk about that. And never. So like, oh, that's what it gets. Any other person, if she had been a Democrat, and Steve, I don't know if you're comfortable talking about this, because I do want to ask you about last night at the Union League of Philadelphia. You were there. But just imagine now, if there were a Democrat candidate for a governor's spot in a major swing state, a beautiful redhead with big blue eyes. I mean, Stacey Garrity, I can say because I'm a woman, not for nothing, but she's an extremely attractive woman, and especially when you meet her in person, okay? And she's telling you for the first time that she and her husband went through fertility treatments. Wow, that's a moment, right? And nothing, no reaction, not even a follow-up question. I think that is, to me personally, that's bias by omission. Hey, Steve, thanks for calling in.
Hey, Dawn, thanks for having me on there. Yeah. What an event. I mean, former Assemblywoman Beth Sawyer put this on, got Ron DeSantis to come in and, raise some money for Stacey. It was phenomenal. And I have to say, between DeSantis and Garrity, these are the two most capable people. Ron's doing a fantastic job in Florida, but Stacey is so capable of handling the executive office of Pennsylvania. And it's a shame that she does not get the media play. I was blown away by what she was doing just in the Treasury Department alone. And they have her down in the polls. She got the most votes in Pennsylvania for any Republican ever. She got more votes than President Trump did in 2024.
That's true.
And she's accomplished. She's smart. And, yes, she's an attractive woman, too. I mean, it's amazing that they just downplay her, but that's mainstream media. It's sad. So, but what an event! It was fantastic, and just Pennsylvania needs her, and I just really wish our voters would just wake up, start getting behind her. And our whole talk during it was how can we get her elected? Is when you go to vote, bring two people with you, and that's how Pennsylvania can get Stacey as governor, because she's going to implement what, Governor DeSantis is doing in Florida, in Pennsylvania. And, Ron, not bragging, but bragging a little bit, he says, I don't know what to do with the surplus. We have too much money. That's why we're giving it back. Yeah, we're giving it back to the residents. They are going to eliminate property taxes. And he says, listen, we have tourism. We're fortunate with that. But Stacey said, we have natural resources that we're not using because of, the leftist crazy Shapiro energy policies. And, it's like there's money sitting on the floor and nobody's picking it up to handle all the problems that we have financially to help our seniors, our veterans, our young people get started. I was blown away. There was so much information I couldn't even comprehend it in that hour, question and answer session. It was phenomenal. Pennsylvania, wake up. Don't do what happened in New Jersey to Pennsylvania, you need Stacey Garrity to be your governor because she is capable of doing the job. That's the most important thing. Might not be the most popular person in the world, but it's not a popularity contest. It's who's able to do the job.
Yeah, and to your point, because she is, not only does she like DeSantis, she has the military career. She was, Army, but she also, as a businesswoman, she was somebody who went to Cornell University Business Management Institute, right? And so somebody with a business background. And that's just it. Nobody wants to, when it comes to the governor's race, here's somebody whose wheelhouse, if you will, is thinking about money and bringing affordability, which I thought was the big issue until it comes to Pennsylvania's race for governor.
Yeah, you're 100% right with that, Dawn. And, the problem is the one suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, just because she's a Republican or, of course, she has Trump's endorsement. What's he not going to endorse the Republican candidate? I mean, it's Biden. When he was in office, he, of course, endorsed all the Democrat candidates once the primaries were over. It's how it's done. This is our country. But what happened in New Jersey, too, we kept hearing, oh, well, we don't want Trump controlling New Jersey. It doesn't work that way. The federal government doesn't have say over the state's, laws and this and that. I mean, we have to implement the federal laws, but the president, whoever's in office, doesn't have the ability to overrun what the laws have been passed by the legislature in Pennsylvania or any state. So, I mean, I've met Stacey a couple times before, but this was drilled down. Assemblywoman Sawyer did a great job of asking the right questions about affordability, because that's what this was about. It was an affordability summit. And they just have plans that really will work. And we have the money to do it. It's not like they're saying, okay, we'll figure out how to fund it. She's like, I'm the treasurer. I know where the money is, And she really, talked about school choice and the charters, which Shapiro ran on and did nothing with. Pennsylvania, I got when I'm fortunate enough to, be in hosting or filling in for someone, I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. We have to vote. We can't win when half of us stay home. And Pennsylvania, you'll miss a huge opportunity if somehow Stacey doesn't win in November, and it'll be sad. And they'll start becoming the California of the East Coast too. Jersey's that already. I'm already cooked.
That.
I know. But
you said that it was. So what was it that struck you? Can you give us one or two things of? Obviously, it's a fundraiser, but as well, just trying to get to know Stacey Garrity and like you're saying, get people so they're passionate and they get to know her better. What struck you as most impressive?
So most impressive is that she's a problem solver. So, when the budget's not, being passed and all, she can't send the money out. And so now we have, veterans that need services, seniors that need services, ambulance, companies that need, their check cut so they can keep going. She found ways to solve that problem. And the Democrats were not happy. The state-elected Democrats were not happy with what she was doing. She was literally creating loans for these entities so that they can get their money and funding, because if not, they would have had to shut down. That was just her business experience and executive experience, coming out, instantly fixed the problem. Within days, these companies, these entities were paid so that they can make their payroll. And there's certain services, we just tell you, ambulance companies, I'm sorry, we just, the state can't pay you yet. We don't have an approved budget. Sorry. It doesn't work that way. That was one of them. And then also her cost savings that she said she found $2 billion worth of wasteful spending because she cuts the checks as the treasurer. And she said we found $2 billion instantly that we saved, Pennsylvania taxpayers already. She's like, imagine if I'm governor, what I can get through and find. She's basically going to, she says, I've been doging Pennsylvania way before Elon even got involved with it. And it's really a shame, and it is. Listen, if she was on the Democrat side, yes, all those stories you said, woman, her military career, the service, her, accomplished businesswoman, they would be all over. But since she's a Republican, she gets no media whatsoever, and probably anything would be negative. they did. The media did try to make it negative because Ron DeSantis was there. Because if you remember last time he came, when the Union League gave him their highest medal, I think it's the gold something or other. I should know that, but they awarded him this medal for his military service and a few other things, and there was protest. And Ron said, "I loved it." He says, "I missed the protest. I came looking for the protest today." And but since it was a private event, they just that just didn't materialize. But it was fascinating to actually hear what she's already doing in Pennsylvania as the treasurer. She says, once I become governor, I really can line. They have that line item veto power in Pennsylvania, and that's how Ron got Florida all back on track. He said they send him this bloated budget, and he just rip away. He said I was not very popular in my first 2 years, even with Republicans. But once it worked, they love him. And that state, I'm telling you, Florida has really, they're doing amazing things. Again, tourism's a big revenue for them, but Pennsylvania has something also that'll make a lot of revenue for them also, where they can eliminate the property taxes, they can fix the school funding, and they can do all of this. They have the money. They're just not, they won't use the fossil fuels, and that's the biggest problem. And Shapiro's going to run for president. If he wins in November, he is going to go as far left as he possibly can because he has to win the primary. And that's only going to hurt the residents of Pennsylvania. It's just, so I just really hope they're paying attention and they get out and vote.
Amen. Well, we are. Yeah. Steve Pacarduni, thank you so much, Steve. You're the best. Keep safe in this nasty, smoky air that we have today. Got to get through it.
Tell me about it. It's not like I smoked a pack of cigarettes protesting the car today.
Oh, wait, Steve, don't go.
Thank you for the
Steve, wait, we have, Susan, we have some fun here with Dan.
Yeah, so Susan in Chester Springs just called in, and she had a question for Steve. She hears Steve sometimes on our station and has always wondered one pressing question. So Susan, Chester Springs, what do you got for Steve?
Well, I grew up, I lived with my grandmother in Overbrook, and we used to go and have tea with a Mrs. Pacarduni. And my dad was friends with Deekrum and his brother, and I didn't know if Steve had any relation to these people.
Steve?
I am related to every Pacarduni there is. It's a unique name. It's yeah. So it should have been Pacardunian. It's Armenian. They shortened it, which worked out great for me as a kid in South Philly. Ends in an I now. But yes, any Pacarduni. Do you know which Mrs. Pacarduni? Is it the dress people? Was it Bernice Pacarduni or?
Well, she lived I was a kid, so I remember going over when we had lovely tea. Aww. But she lived on Woodbine Avenue in Overbrook.
That was probably the dress. It's a great aunt to me. And she had the dress company in Center City. And it's funny, my grandfather had this brilliant idea to have a fight with all his brothers, and so I didn't know a whole lot of the Pacarduni.
You know what? My father didn't speak to his brother. My mother didn't speak to her brother. My grandfather didn't speak to his brother, and so on and so on. So
well, Susan,
it's genetic, I think.
Susan, thank you so much, and Steve, you're a treasure. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem.
That was fun.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
It's so true how, especially this area, there's something about the Philadelphia region, South Jersey. If you talk to somebody long enough, you realize there's a connection.
So true. It is.
It's like Delco, like my in-laws, my husband, Larry's family. It's like, oh wait, I know so, and that's what just happened. I love that happened. So thank you, Dan, for creating that moment.
And I've always wondered, like, there's I passed a Dunphy lawnscaping, and there's like Dunphy 4.
I wonder if they're the Dunphys from.
Yeah, and that's what you think all the time. Or when I'm driving down the shore, we got a guy sitting in the studio right now. I passed Giordano Farms. I'm like, is that
are they related to Dom?
Yeah, that's too common of a name.
That's true. But Pacarduni, that's a pretty unique. That's a pretty cool name, actually.
Yeah. Do we know any famous Zioli companies?
We'll have to find out. He's coming up at 11, by the way. But I just to put a button on the Pennsylvania Treasurer, Stacey Garrity, by the way, that started more than a year ago. So it's every year. And I love that she keeps talking about the fact that she was doing Doge before Elon really made it famous. And so she had that's confirmed. So, because think about it, she manages all the payments for more than 70 of the state agencies. So I think for her first year, she revealed it was like 1.7 billion. That number grew to 2 billion. And so she's somebody who's always looking at these double payments. Imagine that, double payments that were going out, and they're just errors by the revenue department that were never caught before. Think about that. Of all the property tax you pay, oh my goodness, it's infuriating, and it kind of blows my mind that people in the past have not looked at that. Hello, but that's the importance of having somebody who is not a career politician, and she is not. Dawn Show continues with Rich Scioli when we come back.
The fireworks aren't just in the sky. They're on our lot this July. At Tri-County Toyota, get explosive savings like a new 2026 Toyota Tundra with 2.99% APR financing. Don't wait for the finale. These deals go boom and then they're gone. Visit us at 15 D&L Drive or online at TriCountyToyota.com. 3 counties, 1 priority. You with approved credit. Final price includes a $4.90 doc fee. Expires August 3rd, 2026.
Anthony Gambone and Denise Gambone from Royersford, Pennsylvania. With the market near record highs, now's the time to become part of the Crash Proof family.
You're guaranteed to not lose any principal, and you're cheering the stock market to go up because it means you make more money.
That's the beauty of the Crash Proof system. I've made money, and I haven't paid for anything. You secure your nest egg, then it's compounded the next year. There is real growth.
Since Tony and I came to Crash Proof Retirement, we have made a substantial
722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Hit the road this season to watch the Birds. Book your road trip with Fans of Philly. Trips are available now for Nashville, Arizona, Chicago, and London. Travel in style with transportation, a pregame party, and game tickets to enjoy the Birds on the road this season with Fans of Philly. The official travel partner of 94 WIP and the Eagles Radio Network. Book now at fansofphilly.com. That's fans with a PH of Philly.com.
A diagnosis like heart failure, because when it's your heart, you don't take chances. DemandDeborah.org.
Life doesn't slow down, and planning your financial future can feel overwhelming. That's where Monastra Financial Group comes in. Whether you're preparing for retirement, managing a 401k, or protecting what matters most, their team offers personalized guidance built around you. With a straightforward approach, they help turn complex decisions into clear, confident steps forward. Take control of your financial future today. Text Mike Monastra at 484-471-4879. That's 484-471-4879.
Hey, this is Larry Steinis with Investor Schooling. How many times are you going to listen to my voice before you finally go to investorschooling.com? I can't believe you haven't signed up for a class yet. You're going to learn real estate investing. You're going to learn stock options trading. You're going to learn things about money that you didn't even know existed. Go to investorschooling.com right now. Oh my goodness. This Thursday, investorschooling.com, and take that free class. See you there.
TurnersvilleJeep.com wants to save you thousands this month with up to 15% off MSRP on their enormous selection of over 50 Ram trucks. Prefer to put the top down this summer? They also have over 75 Jeep Wranglers. Deeply discounted. And ready for your next road trip. Don't have a down payment? No problem. TurnersvilleJeep.com works dozens of banks who offer 0 down payments and no payments for 90 days. For qualified buyers. Just minutes from all bridges. Or online 24/7. TurnersvilleJeep.com.
When someone's AC is on the fritz or drains are just not draining at all, like at all, Horizon Services never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Horizon will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at horizonservices.com.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Live and local from Philadelphia. The Dawn Stensland Show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Oh, the smoke. We're blowing smoke, Philadelphia, literally. We've got air quality worsening across our region, 82 degrees right now. And so we have, unfortunately, locally, all of the National Weather Service, the Departments of Environmental Protection warning you, stay inside because of the nasty smoke. It's really eerie outside, darkening skies, all because of these Canada wildfires. So 82 degrees, heating up to 90, and it won't be, I'm looking at the hourly, at some point tomorrow, the cold front washes this away with some rain, so we'll be happy for the rain. So we're code purple, people, and if it gets worse, it'll be code maroon, which is the worst. Here we go. And that's for the entire Commonwealth and most of South Jersey for sure. So be safe, baby, most of Delaware. The lead stories, we're going to talk with the great Rich Cioli, President Trump, talking about voting vulnerabilities, and also the media. Well, we'll rant about the media. We've got that going on.
Be careful, baby.
Be careful, baby. Rich Cioli. Woohoo!
Dawn, I just had a code red on my nose, so I put a little powder on.
Oh, good. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Wow, they said you were. Sorry.
You picked this out for me a long time ago.
Is this the? Yeah. Well, is this the sport coat from Italy?
No, this is a polo. It's an American flag polo shirt. Do you see it?
Well, there he is.
Yeah.
I see him now.
Yeah, it's frozen right now, but
it's frozen.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
I see it.
I'm not frozen. I see you guys.
No, my computer's frozen.
Let it go.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on.
So this is I don't know, it's an American flag polo, which I bought when I was invited to come on for the Fox News July 4th special they had at Liberty State Park.
Nice.
And I got an email or a text from the booker who said, we're not doing jackets and we're not doing like ties. We're just going to go polos. So I was like, I don't have so I went and bought this. Nice, right? With the American flag.
And you look good.
And then they decided that they were going to do jackets and shirts. So now this is my, I bought, but I had a discount. It was Vineyard Vines, and I had a 30% off coupon code.
Nice.
I'm very happy. I love this shirt.
You.
Like, I really am. Like, I love this.
Well, you
the
look
little
great.
things in life make me happy now. Taking out the garbage makes me happy. I'm trying to embrace the little things, Dawn. I'm taking Patrick out to lunch for wings at noon when this hit's over. So
beautiful.
I mean,
Patrick,
can we explore this? Because I take life for granted. Is this a new revelation ever since what you had happen?
Yeah.
Well,
good question,
I think
Dan Borowski.
It's a great question, Dan. I had this heart issue, and I was constantly always feeling very, very stressed because my heart muscle was crushing the artery and cutting off blood flow and cutting off. Am I there? Am I frozen?
Is he frozen again?
Yeah, his screen's frozen. His camera's frozen.
Wait, hang on. Let me.
You know,
we can hear you loud and clear. Though.
Can I tell you something? Lisa is saying hi again, Rich. Wow, Rich looks
How about
great.
that?
There you
better?
go. Yep, you're back now.
Okay, all right.
Joe says, when does Reagan start privacy? What?
Huh?
Oh,
What?
not Reagan, your daughter. Anyway, they're all welcoming you back except one person, Sam, says, you don't want to be here. Is that true? You want to be here, right, Rich?
What do you mean, why I don't want to be here? I want to be here if I don't want to be here.
Rich likes me, by golly, and he likes Dan Borowski, too.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm still curious what Rich had to say there, though.
I think they think you're too
Rich
big.
clearly doesn't want to be here.
Because you're too big. Maybe they think you're too big. You know,
Sam
you're
blocked by Sam.
I don't know who that.
No, he's a troll. He's a loser.
Oh, he is?
Oh, he's a loser. Yeah.
I
We don't
I
really care
think so
about that
positively.
person.
I think Rich
Sorry to
Cioli.
say, but-
Rich is like a big Fox star, so I inferred like they're saying like Rich is
Yeah.
like big time, and
But that
why
ain't
would
a
he go on the Little Dawn show? You know, like
If I didn't want, first of all, I'm not a big Fox star. Maybe one day, but not now. But secondly, if I didn't want to be here, I just wouldn't be here. I would. It's not that complicated. I love being with Dawn. I love being with Dawn. I love being with Dan. I love hanging out. This is fun. We're hanging out for the whole hour. Then I'm taking Patrick out for wings. But what I was saying was because the heart issue was crushing my arteries, so I was always feeling very stressed and feeling very. I don't know. Like I thought I was having panic attacks and anxiety attacks and all kinds of things. And now I'm like a new man. So like nothing bothers me anymore. It's great.
I need to take your advice.
Sarah Weiss, who we love, says, "Hi, handsome Rich."
Oh, thanks, Sarah. Thanks, baby. Yeah. Somebody said it looked 10 pounds heavier. I went to a diner and I just started loading up on carbs. I'm carbo loading now.
You really do.
Stop.
You look great.
And they're saying there's an echo. Why is there all echo? I don't know what's going on.
Oh my gosh. This place,
It's me
man.
making noises.
I need help around.
It's not me, I promise.
We have like 50 people
it's
for
not
the morning
you.
show, and then like by 10:20,
The camera
it's
was
just
never muted out that you're on. No, sorry.
Is it better now?
Yeah, you're good.
hello,
Okay.
friends. Hey, Jimmy.
I tell them every week they have to mute. Every week I
better?
say the same thing. You have to mute.
Yes.
We
should be good.
Hey.
This very successful appearance is sponsored by the Oceanfront Grand Hotel in Cape May, New Jersey. Book your July midweek getaway today. Stay 3 more nights and receive resort credits to use for purchases at Hemingway's Restaurant and Bar, Beach Concession, and Gift Shop. Book directly with them for the best rates. Visit grandhotelcapemay.com.
Boom. It's great to see you guys. I missed you.
Oh, we love you. So I want to. Dan has as usual, amazing Dan Borowski cut sheets and some leftovers as well. But I haven't been able to ask you. So with Lindsey Graham, with his heart issues, I immediately thought about you.
Yeah.
And I just went, oh my God, thank God Rich is proactive and takes care of things, because some people who work all the time and they're very busy don't take care of themselves. And so when that happened, I have to ask you, did you think of that? I know Mama Zioli called you, or Bridget? I'm sure somebody in your family thought immediately, oh my, I mean, you're way, way younger, obviously, but still, I'm just saying, you know.
Well, so it's interesting because the reason why I decided to do the surgery is because if I didn't do it now, 20 years from now, I could have died the way Lindsey Graham died. I could have literally died the same way. So like that's the problem with this condition, is that for a lot of people that have it, they haven't. It's not symptomatic, but mine was so severe that eventually what could happen is I would have had like all kinds of rhythmic distortions, and my heart would have had to be shocked, and I could have died from that. So that's why I got it done now. That, and I freaking love the hospital experience, the surgery, the food. I love the nurses, the sponge baths. I love being away from the kids and the dog for a week and just binge watching. I love it all. I love the ketamine. I love it.
Yeah. So
I might get my leg amputated just to be able to just be there again.
See, here's the thing, Dr. Maz. Dr. Maz basically made Cooper University Hospital too good. We don't want hospitals to be too good.
It's that good.
You know what I mean?
know. The room was so dark and cool and comfortable. I couldn't hear any noise. You know what I mean? They wouldn't disturb me between 12 p.m. and 6 a.m. It was lovely. It was wonderful.
Fresh new sheets.
Yeah, fresh new sheets. I keep this. It was loud as I wanted, like soundproof rooms. It was great. Maz came to visit me in the hospital. I have no memory of it though.
Oh no.
I don't remember. They give you so many drugs. You know what he told me though, which is fascinating?
Yes.
They don't really know how anesthesia works. They really don't. Like general anesthesia, when they put you under for hours and hours when they do major operations, like they know how propofol works, which is actually it's conscious sedation. You're actually conscious for it. You're not asleep. It's a misnomer. But the heavy general anesthesia, when you're out and they can cut open your breastbone and rip you apart like a chicken, like they spatchcock you like they did to me. They don't know how that really all works. So
what?
Yeah. They
That's
know it works.
scary.
They just don't know how it works. But
the mysteries of the human brain.
yeah,
That's
and where
why
do you
those
go? Where does your consciousness go for those hours? You're just like, to me, it's like when Tony Soprano, like you just fade to black because all of a sudden you're out and then you're up again. You know what I mean?
Did you have any near-death experiences or anything?
Any dreams
I don't think so.
going toward the light?
Yeah.
I don't think so. At one point in the hospital, I was dreaming of actual real food, and then they smuggled in. You know what I mean? Because at Cooper, it's kind of like, you know that guy in prison who can get you anything? Like that's when I got a Cooper. So I was able to get in good food, bypass the hospital food.
Like the good pudding.
Donna in food services, though, is a listener, so give her a shout out.
Donna.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I called her to complain about my Jello. I was like, this Jello is a little bit soft, you know?
She's like, let me
my
get you
gosh.
the good
Yeah.
stuff.
Is Jello
Cioli.
not supposed to be soft?
Is this Jello? This Jello doesn't pair well with this Riesling. What, are you drinking wine? No.
So Dan, we have to get to. I deep teased this.
Yeah, this is weird.
So do you want to get to this, or do you want to lead up to it?
The fact that I collect body parts.
Yeah, actually.
I collect
that's where we're
hospital
going with
stays.
this.
I collect hospital visits.
Ooh. And Zioli Army. Well, people love, think about Sarah Weiss, the late great Sid Weiss, who was in heaven.
Love Sid.
Who's our
watching
guardian
down on me,
angel.
taking care of all of us.
He is, and I remember we were at like the Green Turtle, and he designed like shoes for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of do collect when people make like Zioli Army artifacts. You collect that.
Yeah, but are they actual body parts?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought
Artifacts.
the way that Dawn teased this whole thing is this is a clip from Las Culturistas, one of the biggest podcasts out there. And a star by the name of Kesha reveals that she collects very odd things from her fans. And when you teased this last hour, Dawn, I could have sworn that you were implying that Rich collected some kind of body part, actual body part.
No, I was just saying he collects. What does he collect? What does Rich collect?
Gotcha.
Yeah. What does I collect? Okay. All right.
Here's Kesha. That's weird. Yeah, check on your friend and maybe grab some of those train tracks to get them tested for DNA. See,
bring him to the FBI.
See if they might
forensic
match with
lab.
a missing persons or two. Does he live on Olney Avenue by chance?
No, I know. Good one. I will say this, that the only teeth that I collect are from when my kids were little, right? I have little boxes.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Dawn, no.
Yeah, well, because the tooth fairy.
No.
Rich,
After
you're a parent with kids who've lost teeth too. Mine has not even grown their teeth.
Yeah, but my kid, I have all those teeth. I have
No.
clips. I have little snippets of their hair. First haircut.
You're like a character in a
Are you
Thomas
cloning them?
Harris novel.
No, I just save it all like little scrapbook things. I have all of that.
I don't think you should hang on to human teeth. I'm sorry. I don't.
Even your children.
I don't.
You better ask your wife.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why.
you,
'cause
Bridget.
this is how you get through to Dawn. All right. Can I get through to you? All right, because I speak Dawn. Okay.
He does.
He does.
Okay. Now, what happens if a woman is butchered to death and they find your boy's teeth next to her, and then they get framed for murder and get the death chair? They get electrocuted.
She deserved it, baby.
See what I mean? You're letting that evidence, that DNA, sit there, right there in a drawer for somebody to go in, steal, and frame them for murder.
Right.
You can't let that
That's where your
happen,
mind
Dawn.
goes, Rich.
Yeah, because I speak Dawn. Because Dawn, every corner there's a boogie. There's a rapist hiding around a corner. A
Pedophile.
pedophile. Yep. The Atlanta child murder guy. They never got the real guy, so that he's hiding around the corner. You know.
So I got something even weirder. I know somebody that has a Shih Tzu that they love, like a child, and they kept all the Shih Tzu's teeth that fall out because the dog.
God.
Yeah. The
What
dog-
is wrong with
the
people?
dog's
What is
teeth kinda
wrong with
rot out.
people?
So
That's
I'll give you a pass
crazy.
because I know much worse.
Man.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no plans to keep Amelia's teeth. It's something I got to ask Maisie, I guess, now.
I collect my hair as it falls out, and then I have them reattach it to my toupee. That's what I do.
Stop.
You know?
Your hair looks
Take a
great.
flight to Turkey.
You got the
Thanks.
whole look.
People accuse it of being not real, so I'm just trying to show it's real.
So, and just
Diane says, keep your children's teeth for stem cells. Are there stem cells?
Stem cells?
I guess so. I've heard that.
Okay.
But I guarantee you, Bridget Zioli kept all the kids' teeth so far, and I'll bet Mama Zioli has your teeth.
Well, for those listening, the tooth fairy takes the teeth with her when she leaves.
Yes.
After putting money under
But then
the pillow.
I happen to know the tooth fairy. We have wine together every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
And so she gave me my kids' teeth. That's what
Nice.
happened.
They do have stem cells.
See?
Wow.
Who's got a better chance of being governor of Pennsylvania, the tooth fairy or Stacey Garrity?
Would you stop? I don't need you saying that, Mr. Fancy Pants. Listen,
What? Look, I want to believe,
you have to believe.
but I feel like the only way that we can get people motivated is if people realize that Josh Shapiro's not even running for governor at this point. Like he's taking this so for granted that he's not even running for governor.
But that's why.
I don't think he's even filed his paperwork. He's just, you know what I mean?
Well, that's just it. It's like
we have to raise a 5-alarm fire here, and I don't think we're doing that. Like even Trump came in the other day at Carlisle, and he's like, "Stacey Garrity's here. She's running for governor. She should totally win." I mean, and he was like, he was kind of like, she's not going to, but she should win. And we got to change our thinking on this a little bit.
Yes.
Light a fire under people.
We need to have like because the media is all controlled by the left. That's what I was saying earlier, Rich. So just imagine for a moment Stacey Garrity with her big blue eyes, her red hair, right? You love a redhead. She's looking good. She's in their little dresses. Right? If she were a Democrat, she would be on The View. She'd be on every whatever show with the celebrity shows, like all throughout the day, blah, 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 local and that. She'd be on every magazine cover. You couldn't turn away because they would just plaster everything Stacey Garrity if she were a Democrat.
Yeah, did you see that story the other day that the judge said, "Screw you, Pennsylvania taxpayers. The General Assembly is just completely ignoring all of the recommendations for saving money and reform and everything. They just don't care. They don't care." This should be a very competitive race, but and it's so funny because the Democrats are always talking about women. We want more women. We want more women. Then a woman runs, but she runs as a Republican, and so they completely ignore her.
Yep.
They're so full of crap. They really are. They're so full of crap.
It's disgusting.
They'll go on about all the men who are in public office, and then a woman runs, a very qualified, competent woman who served our country, and they will just completely and utterly ignore her.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Businesswoman, a decorated military veteran, Army. Angel of the Desert was her nickname. I mean,
but
come
what we need to do though is we have to completely raise a 5-alarm fire here because we are getting into July, and I don't think this race is getting any attention. I don't think this race is getting any coverage. I don't think people think that there's even a race going on. I mean, that's true. You know, I'm not like, if this race is competitive, then, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be when you consider that Pennsylvania right now is at the forefront of nuclear, oil, natural gas, coal. It's got energy, AI data centers, all the things happening. It's all happening because McCormick and Trump are pushing all these things in spite of Shapiro.
Yeah.
So
well said. Yeah, and I think she does have to come out with saying, "Hey, Pennsylvania, I found $2 billion worth of doging. Hey, Pennsylvania," she has to promise something. "Hey, Pennsylvania, elect me governor, and I want to take away property taxes. You shouldn't have to pay property taxes." I think she needs to have a plan, something like that, something along those lines. Has to be powerful.
Yeah.
Has to be big.
I said something and my TV heard me and it turned on Disney. Isn't that weird?
That's so crazy.
I hate that these TVs friggin' listen.
Because you said the tooth fairy or something.
Something, I think.
Dude, that's weird.
I hate that.
That's so weird. Wow. You know what they'll hear next?
What?
There's a great tease for a great hotel in Cape May.
Yes.
At the Grand Hotel. We're going to be there August 7th. We will be there 3 to 7 p.m. old school style. We're going to be there for 4 hours. And 4-hour show, just like the old days, the good old days, 3 to 7 p.m. Friday, August 7th at the Grand Hotel of Cape May. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll have special guests. The bar will be open, not an open bar, but the bar will be open and we'll have fun. And I would love for everyone to come out because we haven't had a live show since December. So this will be our first live show of the year. And we'll just have a blast. It'll be a big family reunion because we'll bring everybody back together and it's going to be a lot of fun and we'll have a great time. And if you want to make your summer vacation plans, you should do it now because the longer you stay, the more you save. They give you money back in the form of resort credits that you can use at Hemingway's restaurant. Great food and drinks, the outdoor pool bar, handcrafted cocktails, local beers, and the beach concession stand as well, and the gift shop. The Grand Hotel has a gigantic Olympic-sized outdoor pool, heated, and then they have an indoor heated saltwater pool. So if the weather's bad, you still have something to do with the kids. There's a game room for the kids, fitness center, restaurant right on site, gift shop right on site, and Cape May is the most beautiful place to go. And also start thinking about events because they do weddings, family reunions, baby showers, bridal showers, You name it. My friend Caitlin, she will help you plan the event of your dreams. You'll love it. A storybook wedding. Make sure that my TV doesn't turn back to Disney. A storybook wedding right on the beaches of Cape May, on the sands of Cape May, the shores of Cape May. It can be yours at the Grand Hotel CapeMay.com. I will see you there August 7th.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
This piece is perfect, but I'm just not sure about the color.
Honey, this is Bucks County Estate Traders. They're a one-stop shop with their in-house upholstery service. Their design team can help us customize it to fit our living room perfectly.
Even if I'm thinking bright purple?
Okay, let's talk about this.
Bring your vision to life, however bold it may be. With Bucks County Estate Traders' in-house upholstery service, our craftsmen can redesign any piece on the showroom floor to make it yours. Visit our Hatfield showroom today or click buckscountyestatedtraders.com.
Autoimmune disease. Difficult to treat and even more difficult to diagnose. If you've had Lyme disease, post-Lyme, or any type of autoimmune disease, you probably know how difficult it is. That's why you should contact Dr. Molly Fantasia and the team at Innovative Medical Associates. Through their unique hydration protocols, Dr. Molly and her staff have helped hundreds navigate the difficult journey of autoimmune, Lyme disease, or post-Lyme. To set up the initial consultation, which is complimentary, call 856-489-0505. That's 856-489-0505. Or visit their website, innovativemedicalassociates.com, for additional information. Do what many others have done who have either been misdiagnosed or just led down a path to nowhere. Contact Innovative Medical Associates. That number again, 856-489-0505.
PNC Private Bank knows that anything can happen on the gridiron, and being prepared goes a long way. It's not so different with your wealth. Having a dedicated local team of specialized advisors who take a calculated, disciplined approach to managing your wealth leads to a lot of wins. The PNC Private Bank team knows that just like in football, that kind of preparation is good for your financial game. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $150 in bonus bets, just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
My obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy kept me from baseball games with my boys. The stairs were too much. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved and I can be more active again. Camzyos is a cardiac myosin inhibitor, the first in its class to treat adults with symptomatic OHCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active, and it reduced obstruction in the heart 4 times more.
In a 30-week study, Camzyos, mavacamten, reduced post-exercise obstruction on average 47 units of pressure versus 10 with placebo. Results may vary. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy, as Camzyos may harm your unborn baby.
Visit Camzyos.com or call 1-855-CAMZYOS. Actor Portrayal.
Explore new places with an auto loan from American Heritage Credit Union. We're proud to offer auto loans on both new and used vehicles with low monthly payments and flexible terms up to 84 months, as well as auto lease buyout options. Celebrate 250 years of beauty across America. Visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/auto to get started. Insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender. Not a member? Join today.
Looking for an auto repair shop you can actually trust? McCullough's Auto Repair has been serving Delco since 1999. They believe honesty, fairness, and friendly service still matter. Chuck and Ralph run the place. No matter your car's issue, they'll explain it in plain English and help you decide what really needs to be done now and what can wait. Chuck's motto is, "I'll never steer you wrong." Call McCullough's at 610-446-1230 and ask for Chuck or Ralph, or visit McCullough'sAutoRepair.com.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? Do it today at 1210 WPHT.
250,000 non-citizens registered to vote in just 4 states. Mind you, we have 46 other states. And just 4 states, we've identified 250,000 non-citizens registered to vote in California, and Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Nevada. We also worked with...
That is Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin just announcing within the last 15 minutes or so these new election security crackdowns. And this is after President Trump last night, primetime address, releasing all of the information, making it, declassifying it, saying the feds found at least 278,000 non-citizens registered to vote in U.S. federal elections. So Mullen speaking out. I know Dan has done a great job of grabbing the latest on this. Dawn Stensland here, Rich Cioli in the house. Dan Borowski, who's exhausted after filling in for Greg Stocker and creating the cut sheet all week for everything. So thank you, Dan. Great job. Rich Cioli, what do you make of this? And I know we'll go through some of these Markwayne Mullin cuts. This is just happening with a developing story this, within the past, like I say, 15, 20 minutes.
So I think Mark, first of all, I like him because I got to interview him once and he was an MMA fighter and he's a badass.
Yeah,
and he will definitely rip a man's head off with his bare hands. And I respect that, Dawn. I really do. I respect that. There's no one better for Homeland Security. Like, I want a guy who can actually keep the Homeland safe by killing a man with his bare hands. That's my opinion in all this. You know what I mean? I think that. So, this issue that he's talking about right now, and I think we're all very concerned about the impact this is going to have on the midterm elections. There's no doubt about that. But I think at the end of the day, Americans want law and order. They want safety and security. They don't want illegal immigrants committing crimes. They don't want these people kept in this country to be allowed to stay in this country. I think that is just a situation that is so obvious. It's why Trump won the election and Biden, let all these people into the country. And I think the fact is that Americans want safety and they don't want drone attacks in America. They don't want illegal aliens roaming the streets. They don't want rapists who get pardoned by Tim Walz. Get clemency. Like, that's ridiculous. All the things that Homeland Security is doing right now are what the American people literally voted for. Like, Trump didn't run on giving amnesty, didn't run on having an open border. And I'm glad Markwayne Mullin is there because he's a guy who will get it done. I mean, look at him. I mean, look at his posture.
Yeah.
And look, you know what I mean? That posture just says, I'm gonna get S done.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna kick some butts.
I'm gonna kick some butt.
So his point is election security is national security. And so he teased this, it was his deep tease. I love to deep tease. But he was talking about the fact that only Americans should be electing American leaders. It's pretty straightforward. And so we're learning more about that. I just thought it was interesting. He mentioned Pennsylvania and New Jersey. What a coincidence. And the problem is, and we saw the Krasner, going after Jim Jordan, going after Krasner. That was earlier this week. But the problem is these so-called sanctuary states and cities won't give up the information. And so they're saying they can't. So they know that people were registered. They don't have the proof that they actually voted.
So with regards to election security, the issue of keeping our elections safe ties right into the notion of people being kept safe. Because if the wrong person wins, that could mean a lot of very bad consequences, including your kids being drafted to go into war, theoretically speaking. You know what I mean? Like, it matters. And so the American people want secure elections because they want their vote to count. They don't like the idea that their vote can be stolen, that their vote can be disenfranchised. This is a national security imperative to get our elections safe and secure. It's mind-boggling that we don't have secure elections in this country. It's mind-boggling that California can take 93 weeks to count the results of an election. It really is. It's crazy. And when you hear about China hacking Americans' data, it's very scary to people. It's scary to think of the fact that your modem, your router, your computer, all this stuff that's made in China, they have the ability to access that. They can access our power grid. These machines are all hooked up to the internet. They can theoretically go into those machines. I mean, this is all comes down to, in my opinion, the central thesis of what Markwayne Mullin's there to do, which is what President Trump was elected to do, which is to keep America safe and secure. And you can't have a safe and secure country if you don't have safe and secure elections. Bottom line, you can't. You're a third world banana republic, and then you have somebody get elected who then opens up the border, which then opens up and creates crime and allows illegals to come and flood the streets and drugs to flow the streets. And that all happens because you don't have a safe and secure election. So it all kind of comes full circle, in my opinion.
Amen. Rich Cioli. So Secretary Markwayne Mullin also making a big announcement about the only states who actually worked with DHS to purge those, not wrongful rolls, voter rolls, non-citizens, dead people, etc. So here is more from Mullin just minutes ago.
To identify 28,000 non-citizens on their voter rolls, plus 400,000 individuals that are still registered to vote that are deceased. We're getting pushback from activist judges.
Activist judges, what are they doing? Blocking. Are you surprised that they're going to block DHS from using this system? Here he is.
We have a pending appeal because activist judges are saying what? They don't want to secure our elections? Once again, how is this a partisan issue? This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This should be that any judge and any God-fearing individual that loves this country should want to make sure that our elections are secure. And we have created inside DHS the SAVE program that allows states to proactively look at their rolls. And so when you have 278,000 individuals that are non-citizens registered to vote, plus 400,000 that have already been identified just in 23 states.
Insane.
What can we find? We have all 50 participating with us.
So it's kind of like saying, you don't want a clean house. You never want a clean house.
They don't want a clean house, though, and that's the thing. They don't, because Camden County, so I can say active in politics. I mean, it was a joke, but it's a funny joke because it's true, like all jokes. So, of course, they can manipulate the rolls. And that's why, especially when you have this mail-in ballot nonsense and you have election season, and then you can take 3 days to count the votes after the ballots come in, and then they figure out how many votes they need, and suddenly those votes appear out of thin air. It's not that complicated to see. It really isn't. And then they call you a conspiracy nut if you question it, because that's what they do. To shut it down, they call you a conspiracy nut. But I know people that get 4 ballots. They get a ballot sent to their old address, their current address, their kid's college address. You know what I mean? Like this happens all of the time. And it is so easy to manipulate our system. And I know people were like, well, they couldn't do it on the presidential election level. I don't know if that's true or not, but here's what I do know. You can 100% do it on the county level. You can do it on a congressional level. You can do it on a state level. You add up those things cumulatively, you can flip a presidential election, because we don't have a national presidential election. We have 50 elections for president of the United States. I mean, technically we have 52 because they also like vote in like Guam and the Virgin Islands. It doesn't count, but you know what I mean? But we have 50 different elections for president. You don't need, it's not a national election for president of the United States. So if I can find enough corrupt votes to flip Pennsylvania, I can flip the presidency. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Here is what Secretary Markwayne Mullins says they are prioritizing in their investigation right now.
And CISA will release an updated election infrastructure plan, and it'll be public within 30 days, meaning that'll give the states the resources they need to help from the cyber side. From us, if they participate in the SAVE program, we'll provide the resources and training to support state election integrity. We're not trying to change the outcome. We're trying to make sure that American people can trust our voting system. Real ID does not prove citizenship and does not give you the right to vote. You must be a U.S. citizen and you must be eligible to vote. Before and after the election, we will scrub all election records looking for illegal aliens and those who are ineligible to vote, including those that somehow voted, yet they were deceased. If you're illegal and attempted to vote, or you tried to vote illegally for someone else, we will find you and we will charge you. Illegal voter registration and illegal voting both carry penalties up to 5 years in prison and up to $250,000 in fines.
So what I like about this is that he's the DHS, he's the biggity big at DHS, Homeland Security. He's not making claims about anything in the past. He's simply saying, here's what we're investigating the early voting right now, and here's what's going to happen to anybody who cheats. So he's laying out the rules, but he's not making any claims.
Yeah, look, Dawn, people have this all wrong. They really do. They think of the United States of America and they go, there's no way you could cheat. You could affect the outcome of a presidential election because the country's too big. There's too many votes, blah, 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 blah. But that's not how our presidents are chosen. They're chosen by state elections to go to the Electoral College. You could also, though, flip Congress that way by cheating in congressional elections. You're talking about a district that's made up of 422,000 people, 700,000 people, whatever it is, right? So, think about a couple 100,000 people actually vote in that election. That's not that complicated to cheat in an election there. That affects the redistricting of the state. There's so many ramifications for this that even if you were to concede you couldn't cheat the presidency, which I'm not conceding that. That's not my point. I think you could. I think you absolutely could. But you can still manipulate elections enough where you could give the majority to the House of Representatives. You could flip a congressional district that's very, very close, which could then change the redistricting for the entire state. There's so many different ways that election integrity, if it's not done properly, can completely change the United States of America, like completely change the United States.
And so to your point, what is the federal government? Because we do have states' rights. And so there are local municipalities, counties, states have rights and run their elections. And that's helpful because obviously that makes it so there's not an election in a federal situation where where everything's connected. So that's a good thing. But what will happen if somebody does
else? But we're saying that the machines had to be secured and that your voter registration list needs to be scrubbed. We need to make sure that individuals that are legally able to vote are voting. We know that Iran hacked our state voter files and attempted to compromise, is the best word I can use, our systems where military members used to vote. So we're working with Secretary Hegseth and the DOW to safeguard those systems and protect our military voters.
Do you like what you're hearing?
Yeah, I do. Dawn, I do.
So here he is ripping into the states like Pennsylvania and cities like Philadelphia, saying what he's going to do if you refuse to cooperate.
States participating with us. We have some red states that aren't. Every state that's not participating with us should be asked the hard question, why not? What are you afraid of?
Right.
If they're not willing to do it, it should raise serious questions. It's not that hard. This isn't a partisan issue. So in conclusion, to recap, under President Trump's leadership, DHS is well prepared to support all states, red states, blue states, and local election officials ahead of the midterms. States must do their part to secure our election systems, and we stand by to help.
You know, I want to make a point too. Like this idea that it's like this idiot in the YouTube chat, this Sam blocked by Sam, this dumbass. Yeah, if it's all rigged, why did you vote in 2024? Why are you voting in 26, 28? Explain it. We're not saying it's all rigged.
Nope.
What we're saying is it's easy to rig. That's the problem. You got to fix that problem because there are some elections that come down to literally a ballot or two. I mean, we've seen close elections like that, and you can cheat. I mean, people cheat in elections. People have gone to jail for cheating in elections. And they're like, well, if they go to jail, that proves to you that it's not happening. No, it proves to you that those people were caught. It's like saying that a bank robber went to jail, so therefore nobody's robbing banks. Of course people are robbing banks and they're getting away with it. I mean, they do it digitally. There's crypto scams. There's all kinds of different ways. I mean, people may not be walking in anymore wearing a bandana and holding a firearm and, telling the tellers to put the money in the bags. But there's lots of ways people can do things. The more digital we get, the more easy it is to manipulate a system. So if you have ballots being sent to the voter and that voter can then just return those ballots and there's no check on whether or not those ballots should be returned because they actually come from the actual voter, that of course you can manipulate that system. Only an idiot would think you can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, it's really simple. It's like, well, why do you clean the bathroom? Why do you clean the kitchen? Why do you clean your house? Because first of all, cleanliness is next to godliness, number one. But number two, because there could be horrible, nasty germs, bacteria.
You could have got Taco Bell lettuce. Taco Bell lettuce on the counter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really simple. So there, Sam.
That's why I don't eat lettuce, by the way. I refuse to eat lettuce. I don't touch it. I'm not a freaking rabbit.
Well, you're the best. Love you, Rich.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
Is he leaving,
going?
Dan? Can he stay? Please.
I said in Dawn. I mean, you can stay, but we got some ads, and
Oh, I love you though. I love hanging with you.
Oh, so much fun. And if I didn't,
who was that dumbass who said I didn't want to be here? I don't want to leave.
That's the same person you're arguing with now. Sam blocked by Sam.
He loves me.
Sam's an idiot.
Yeah.
Sam, no offense, but you're a dope dude. Like seriously.
Wow. He'll leave.
I know Dawn wants me to be nice, and Mama's the only one who wants me to be nice, but I'm not going to be nice to you. You're a coward who hides behind a avatar and a dumb name.
Sam, I believe that you can reach your potential. We'll help you get there, my friend.
She's so nice.
Dawn kid, I love doing this because it gets Dawn. She's like, no, be nice, baby. Be nice.
Baby.
Don't fight.
And look how
Don't
good he looks.
fight.
Be careful, baby.
See, he's not yellow. That was the morning low energy people. See, we got, you know what I'm saying?
Dan knows how to adjust the
that's
color.
right, baby.
Dan knows what he's doing.
That's
he's
right.
the man.
He's the man. Dan the man.
He's the man.
Woo.
That's right.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what we got to talk about? Mercedes-Benz.
bye.
Love you, baby.
See ya.
Be careful, baby.
Be careful, baby.
Oh, be
Don't
careful,
breathe in the
baby.
smoke, baby. Love Rich Cioli. He's so much fun. And thank you so much. Like, I always get the best call. They're like, Dawn, you and Rich are having so much fun. So, speaking of that feeling, that good feeling, you know what else you get a good feeling by? Driving a Mercedes-Benz. A feeling of confidence, craftsmanship, arriving exactly where you belong. Yes, during the Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home celebration, discover exceptional offers on a remarkable selection of new vehicles, including, and these are beautiful things, the GLC and the GLE SUVs. Just visit your authorized Piazza dealer, Westchester, Wilmington, or Atlantic City. Experience the luxury, the innovation, the performance that sets Mercedes-Benz apart. The Welcome Home celebration happening right now. Mercedes-Benz of Westchester, Wilmington, Atlantic City, PIAZZA, PiazzaAutoGroup.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Don't make the same mistake that I did. I called my insurance company directly, and they minimized my claim. Then I called Morano's Public Adjustment Group, and they made sure I got paid top dollar. For all your insurance needs, call Morano's Public Adjustment Group at 445-247-8228. That's 445-247-8228. And tell them Mr. Tony sent you.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
Weather is sponsored by Ashley Furniture.
Hot, hazy, with difficult air quality to breathe. Today it's going to be 92 degrees. Now, we cool down a little bit tomorrow with a high of 81, but we expect heavy rains in the afternoon. It'll be 87 on Sunday.
Ashley's Black Friday and July sale is here with the biggest savings of the summer. Save up to 20%. Ashley pays your sales tax and we'll deliver it all free. Get it all with Ashley's no-interest financing. The Black Friday and July sale, only at Ashley.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hey, this is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Listen, I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I promise you, no toilets, no trash, no tenants.
Summer is the wrong time to let small home repair issues turn into big problems. From drafty windows to leaking roofs or overflowing gutters, PJ Fitzpatrick brings their mobile workshop straight to your door, getting your repairs done right the first time. So your home works for you, not against you, all season long. Every repair is backed by 45 years of experience. Let the experts handle it and schedule your home repairs at trustpj.com.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, it's Friday. Thanks for being here today. Just a few reminders. DOJ sent those letters to election officials, including here in Philadelphia, across New Jersey, Pennsylvania, warning last week that They, including Larry Krasner, could be criminally prosecuted for aiding any non-citizen voting, which is illegal. And remember, the law known as the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act back in, 30 years ago was signed into law by former President Bill Clinton, criminalizes non-citizen voting. And just remember, and here's the important piece of this, a flood of illegals allowed in this country by the millions are the main cause or the key cause of our affordability issues that Democrats complain about. In other words, causation. They cause the problem. Think about the affordability issues, housing, wages. Think about safety, security, the crime stats. It's all tied together, right? So let's make America great again. Let's get the Save America Act. Let's get it passed, get her done, and let's push for this. Make sure you do. Be safe with the smoky air that we're dealing with. Dom Giordano in the house. Hey, Dom.
Hey, Dawn. Scott Presler right at the top, which we rarely do. He's got a lot on what the president talked about last night here in Pennsylvania, an investigation that I think he's got some real good stuff on. And South Philly is hosting a parallel parking contest.
Uh-oh.
We have the guy, and you have time to put your application in.
You're not entering that contest.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
I cleared it with him. You may drive with 2 feet. You may drive with your elbows.
I am
it's
the
just
best.
How close you come to the curb will be the judgment. I want him to say you can tap the other vehicles that you're squeezing into.
Can you get the guidelines for this? Because that would be Dawn just threw her arms up. That would be incredible if we did a talent contest of who can parallel park the best.
I am so good.
Oh, no, right. He wants to do it at the Acme in South Philly. I'm going to suggest right here on Chestnut, if you can park under that duress, you can park anywhere.
No tapping.
Yeah.
No tapping the curb,
you're allowed to
no
tap.
bumping.
That's a Philadelphia rule. I mean,
are you allowed to run over the stanchions?
Yes. You can bang into them, too, a little bit. They're movable, right?
Yeah, right. I think they're supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Great Dom Show. This is awesome. Dom Show is next. Thank you, Dan Borowski. Awesome job filling in for also Greg Stocker while doing all your main stuff. Beautiful job. Please give him a big hand, Dan Borowski. Love you guys.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
This is Len Lundy of Lundy Law. Every year, millions are hurt in car accidents. The numbers are overwhelming. But if you're injured in an accident, don't feel overwhelmed. Call Lundy Law. We remove the stress and get you the maximum compensation you deserve. We hope we never meet because of an accident, but if we do, we're here for you. Remember our name, Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit LundyLaw.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Tune in to the Crash Proof Retirement Show Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Joanne Small-Canella and Tracy Stillman. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Good Friday. We are chock full of all kinds of things. Our own buddy, Scott Presler, just coming through the airport right now, will join us in a moment. He has been all over all kind of voter list here in Pennsylvania, coming off what the president said last night. He has a homeless shelter where they only have 200 beds, but they have 500 people voting from there. That doesn't seem right. So look, I told you yesterday, I didn't know that this was the wisest move, what went on here going down this path last night. But there are elements of it that have blown up, including ABC and NBC not wanting to cover the President of the United States. CBS did. They put a big disclaimer in front of it. Then they brought on Senator Warner, who went nuts, and good for CBS going back and forth with them on this. Here's something curious, and I'll tell you why I think it is. Fox, since